These are some of the approximately 200 to 350 children who participated in Lakota's summer lunch program this year.
Summer lunch program is a partnership between Faith Alliance, Mission Possible Churches, Butler County Liaisons, and also Lakota Child Nutrition Department. We have come together for the past year to offer our food, activities, talent, fellowship with the children of our community who need help with food in the summertime.
Individual churches have been serving lunch to students over the summer for almost a decade, and the Faith Alliance has coordinated the ministry since 2013. Lakota got involved last year with a pilot program at Woodland Elementary, and this summer the district greatly expanded the service.
We also knew that there was a need all across the district, so we decided to look at doing a remote service. And the remote service this year turned out to be 2 buses that we retrofitted with serving lines. And as we did that, we went from Liberty Juniors being our host school and our host kitchen, filling up the buses with food and traveling to 6 sites around the district to deliver food to students who didn't have a place to go for lunch.
They also added 2 more lunch sites. So we have 7 lunch sites in 7 residential neighborhoods where there are kids who need help.
The Westchester Community Foundation and the Caring Community Collaborative help fund non-food aspects of the program, such as activities and promotion. The United States Department of Agriculture compensated Lakota for every meal that they serve.
There's a number of regulations that we have to go through to be able to serve meals. We have to obviously go through some training from the state and USDA. We have to have health inspections. We have to make sure our buses have been inspected. One of the aspects that we look at is, do we have students eating a more well-balanced meal over the summer? And just anecdotally, we can say yes. Our fresh fruits and vegetables were among the favorites that students had over the summer.
Now we're able to offer very nutritious lunches that are much more healthy and filling. Before we were making sandwiches and depending on volunteers and donations, and now they get much better options for it.
They get this, like I said, the sandwich or whatever the main course is. They get choice of a vegetable. For instance, today was broccoli or carrots, and it's fresh. They get 2 fruits that they can take, and one of those is usually a fresh fruit. And then they have, they get their chips. And white or chocolate milk, whichever they want.
Lakota providing lunches and the regulations that came with the USDA funds raised concerns for some volunteers.
We would really like to see it given back to the churches, especially just for Gettysburg. I don't know for the other sites how well received it was, but it seems as though that community just needs a little one-on-one, not the cookie cutter, go through, get your lunch from the bus. And it's not to say that we're not grateful for it. It was great, but there was something about it that when we made the food, we got our church involved more, and then we were able to get the kids.
They had to eat a certain kind of food, certain one of everything, and they had to sit here on the premises and eat the lunch. So that kind of cut back on serving more people and their families, but it gave great opportunity to still be able to bring the groups in and love on the kids.
Not having to provide food for the program, however, has allowed many volunteers to focus more on making sure children are cared for emotionally and mentally as well as physically.
The volunteers serve a different role in that we're relationship building. We get to interact with the kids. Instead of just handing them the lunch and smiling, we get to sit down with them while they eat lunch. And I enjoy that so much more.
It's been a big change for us because that money no longer comes out of our budget for food towards this, so we've in turn taken that money that we allotted for food in previous years to now take kids on field trips. I'm taking them to a police station where my brother is a sergeant in Norwood, so they're going to go see a police station and meet some officers.
In addition to engaging children through field trips and activities, every site also offered some sort of literacy program to help students retain their reading skills over the summer.
Children are from economically challenged homes. Tend to fall back in the summer. They don't get as many opportunities, to go to museums and so forth as kids from more affluent homes. Maybe don't spend as much time reading.
The Westchester Community Foundation and an anonymous donor funded bi-weekly literacy classes run by the Faith Alliance, which served about 24 to 30 students.
For four of our locations, we have literacy classes right there at Woodland Elementary, which is right next to Liberty Junior, and also we are busing from 3 of the other locations to Freedom Elementary.
We have volunteers that read one-on-one with a child. The goal is just to keep a book in their hands, keep them interested in reading, keep their brains flowing during the summer months.
Children from the Countryside site attended literacy classes at Monroe Church of the Nazarene.
They get to take home books, they have homework to do, they have lessons that are age appropriate. So like the teens are learning how to figure out themes, you know, in a paragraph, where the little kids are just learning how to read.
Usually I would start a book and we would talk about the book and kind of what I would do in a classroom typically, just talk about the book, what's going to happen next.
Many volunteers hope that their interactions with the children who come to the program will have a lasting impact on them.
When you think about a child being hungry, it's like, okay, we make sure that these kids are fed. Then once we found out we know how to make these children, or we know how to feed the children, then we decided there were social skills, there were barriers. We wanted to start seeing what was behind the doors of these kids in these apartments and interacting with them and trying to really give them a leg up.
Programming is insignificant, but coming alongside these kids and letting them know that they are important, not only in our eyes, but in God's eyes, that's the whole purpose.
They just had a great relationship with my kids, and we would see them throughout the community, the different volunteers that helped, and it wasn't just a kid coming through the line, you know, it was their kids at Gettysburg.
This program has really provided a safe place for them to come every single day, where we know that they're getting, they have solid role models who love them. We've seen a lot of kids come around and really start expecting more of themselves and not wanting to become like the other kids on the street, per se. You know, they started to dream.
Many of the children the summer lunch program serves are part of a growing percentage of Lakota students who are economically disadvantaged, a population that many of the program's volunteers weren't familiar with before their service.
It's about food, yes, but it's also about just interacting with these kids that come from different backgrounds, quite a bit different from what many of us are used to, and just learning, you know, just listening to them talk and what their daily lives are like.
Westchester has a need that may not be as common as certain areas in Cincinnati or as, you know, parts of Dayton, but we have a need that is overlooked in Westchester. And I'm so thankful that Lakota is on board with what is going on.
And our food pantries also, that's a high time of need for them. And I don't know if we always look at that as the time of higher need.
Maybe they had food at their house, but if they prepared it, they wouldn't have dinner that night. And that circumstance happens more than we know. We don't know how many meals they skip. We don't know how they have peanut butter or jelly, maybe even just peanut butter, or if they just have cheese, or you know, whatever the circumstance is.
For a long time, we ignored that the need was there. Now we're seeing that the need is here, and it's our choice to choose: are we going to be a part of helping it, or are we going to turn away from it and still say that Westchester is this affluent area where everything's perfect, and you know, almost like the old Mayberry in a way. And I just challenge the people in our community to rally behind that need and take part in it. Just getting involved in a way like that, it just, the blessings just, you can't measure them.